Why does this thing say audio only?
Oh, because he's playing the video, so obviously
Oh,
there's
I'm
no.
about to say. I'm about to say.
Elias, go ahead and play it.
Play it.
Is the video frozen for you too?
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Well, Elias, I think we gotta do that again.
All right.
Yeah, do that again because that video froze, man.
It says we're live though.
We are. We're gonna do it again just for it. I'll cut it later. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Weekly Recent Heat. We are back. Oh man, sorry
What's
for the little
going
technical
on, fellas?
difficulty.
What up? What up? What up?
So how y'all
What
doing
is
this?
up?
How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today?
Pretty
Man,
good.
doing pretty good, Elias. Ready to talk some wrestling.
Man,
Yes,
this
we
weekend
had
was
another
good.
release today.
Yes,
Yes.
Curtis Axel got released by WWE.
Yeah, I wasn't
So
expecting that one.
what I was reading was it's a 4 low. It's not a release for him, but
Interesting.
but we'll see what happens. SmackDown and Raw. Do we want to talk about it, or we just want to talk about everyone who's qualified for Money in the Bank?
Let's talk about everybody who's qualified in Money in the Bank, and I got a little rant before we go into what we're doing today.
All right.
So,
Okay, cool.
Man, so
What you got?
interesting thing that's happened this week. Friday,
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown came out with the tribute to Triple H, right?
Right.
And basically the Dirt Sheet writers kind of shitted on the whole segment. It was a funny segment. It was from start to ending. It was a funny ass segment. I can't even lie. I liked it. I liked the fact the delivery. The fact that freaking Vince McMahon came out and actually said something and just basically kind of like threw the rib at Triple H, and like instead of being the rib, he threw the rib out, and it was pretty funny. I mean, um, what sucks was what kind of pissed me off a little bit was that the dirt sheet people shitted on the
Mm-hmm.
whole segment itself. So it was Monday on Busted Open Radio. They addressed the situation of what's going
Mm-hmm.
on, what happened with that, and man, Bully Ray basically hit him and Dave LaGreca basically hit a home run on what I think what they've been saying. Basically, you know, Dave LaGreca said WWE can never do right in the eyes of the dirt sheet writers. Every chance they basically shit on WWE for anything they do. They shitted on the Boneyard match with the Undertaker AJ Styles. They shitted on the match between on the Firefly Funhouse match between John Cena and the Fiend, and now again they're doing the same thing. And Bully Ray said it like this: if you can get entertained by the bubbly bunch, the inner circles gimmick stuff that they're doing for fun, like you must be biased, or you must be pretty much like something's wrong with you, because that segment was funny itself.
He
What do you?
said he said that if a dirt sheet writer or a wrestling website writes something positive in a green light about WWE, it's not going to get the clicks, which is correct.
Yeah,
Like
I did feel like that entire segment was kind of
like if me
why
and you
y'all
aren't if us three aren't here critiquing
right.
AEW and Angel's just fanboying the AEW, only AEW fans are going to listen to us.
yeah.
Correct.
So, I mean, and that's the thing. Like the segment itself was funny. I'm not gonna lie. It was funny. They basically showed, Triple H's mistakes. The perfect guy that basically people put over has the perfect guy has the innovator. Basically, they showed his flaws, and I thought that was funny. Um, and a lot of people did too. And like Bubba Ray say, fuck the third sheet writers. They're basically just shitting on WWE just to get views and to get the people. And
Just consider them tabloids, Elias. That's all you can do at this point.
yeah, but when does it become enough? Like when do
It
people
will,
say enough?
and let me answer that question for you. You and all three of us both know it'll never be enough for them. They will shit on anything just to get clout at this point. I
Because
mean,
they
can we
know
hold them accountable? Can we hold them accountable? Sure, why not? I mean, sure, but it's not going to stop the next person from talking shit about whether it's AEW or WWE, New Japan, whatever the case may be.
if they give WWE a 10 out of 10 on a segment and they give AEW a 6 out of 10 or New Japan a 3 out of 10 on a segment, they're not going to get the clicks they
Right.
want. So enough about that. Good rant, Elias. You got anything else to add, or can we move on to Raw and SmackDown? Because I want to go through Raw and SmackDown quick because this is
Basically,
getting hard to watch now.
apart from that, it's pretty much just pretty much the release of the release, and then there's pretty much hasn't been really anything. Everything else has been saying is pretty much negative dirt sheet writers. We're still not gonna speak on the person that whose pictures got leaked and stuff like that until we
Yeah,
get
we'll
further
lead
details.
until we get further details. We ain't
Yeah.
gonna
So
speak
all
on
right, let's get into Raw and SmackDown.
it. All right.
Okay, so basically, I think we just cover who all's in the Money in the Bank and the Apollo stuff. I don't think there's anything else we need to cover.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, let's
So,
do that.
Money in the Bank right now has King Corbin. It has Daniel Bryan. No, right? Yes, Daniel Bryan. And it has the winner between Dolph and Otis this week from the SmackDown side. And from the Raw side, it has Apollo's replacement, which will be named on Monday.
Yeah.
It has Rey Mysterio and it has Aleister Black.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
So
the match between Andrade and and
Apollo.
Cruz actually went to a ref.
Elias, can you speak up a little bit? We can barely hear you.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect.
All
Much
right.
better.
So the match between Apollo Cruz and Andrade went to a stop because Apollo Cruz got injured.
Yeah.
Whether his storyline is true, it's
I
still
think it's storyline because they cut to the segment in the back, but I think it's going somewhere. So MVP into
Yeah, I think it's
Ricochet,
storyline.
MVP into Ricochet, and after the Ricochet and Cedric match said he's going to be representing Brandon Veek and Shane Thorne. I think he's going to turn on those two, align himself with Ricochet and Cedric, and Apollo's going to be added later on to the faction.
Yeah, so basically
Right.
what we said in the beginning is actually becoming, what we had predicted originally is actually becoming true, somewhat in a sense,
Right.
and I think it's a pretty good move by WWE to do
Do
that.
do you think WWE is going to keep them face, or do you think they're going to go to beatdown clan angle with them like Impact did?
I think they'll probably go beat down Clan for a minute, and then they'll probably turn face somehow. Or
Because you can't have two heel factions and no face faction.
yeah. So
Right.
I kind of see them becoming a heel first, and then turning face somehow, or just staying face, or I don't know. This one's interesting
One
because
thing that did interest me was, did you see how after the match Apollo looked like he was going to attack, or Andrade looked like he was going to attack Apollo, but then pulled away, kind of like a little face zone from him, right? Like he went to attack him and it looked like he showed that respect to, oh no, you're hurt, so I'm going to back off.
Also at the same time on Twitter, he actually stated, he actually tweeted out, "Sorry for injuring you," or just sorry.
We had a great fight, yeah, or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
So I could see that in a sense becoming another thing going on with them.
So the fact that Andrade showed a little bit of that face, you think the rest of them gonna turn against him or something? I can see that.
It could be, but also it could be that the Apollo was legitimately injured.
Right. Right.
He would. There's no telling exactly if this storyline is actual real injury or storyline injury. What's to say? But the match itself was pretty awesome. The back and forward, and then Apollo almost getting the victory.
And then after the 6-man match, what did Andrade say? He said, "I lost because of my amigos. I lost because of my partners."
Yeah,
So maybe Angel and Austin Theory, they're the youngins. Maybe they're like, nah, it's time for us to break away.
yeah. It could be.
Mhm.
I could see a face run between Andrade and if Selena turns on him, that'll be interesting itself. But I doubt
Mhm.
Selena would turn on Andrade just yet. I don't think they want to separate them just yet.
They're gonna make sure Andrade's got the English down to a point where it connects with the fans a little bit before
And
Jelena
really,
leaves him.
yeah.
I don't
So
even think
Um,
that really. I don't think that really matters, do you?
I think with the no audience, it doesn't matter. But I think if we get audiences soon, you can't just
Or
like last time we had an audience, everything was different. There was Brock Lesnar, there was Andrade as a heel. Street Profit weren't tag team champ, just got the tag titles. Which also, what the hell are they doing with the Viking Raiders? I don't know what the hell's going on
I
there.
don't know what the hell's going on with that either.
yeah, yeah, they're not utilizing them correctly.
Ever since Chris Sean gave him that little rub about he likes the big guys doing the big moves, it seems like they're like, no, now you're gonna do carpool karaoke because that's how you're gonna connect with Chris Sean.
I thought that was funny though. That was a pretty funny segment in my opinion. But yet again, I'm kind of biased towards the Viking Raiders because I know Rayro or Eric.
You know what would be cool if they just cut like now they have all this extra time, right? Well, just cut the
Right.
backstage segment where you have Rowe and Hanson just throw the stuff in the trash and be like, "What the hell are we doing?"
Yeah,
And
and
like you're immediately a badass at that point.
yeah, and then originally they were gonna bring Sarah Logan back and put him with the Viking Raiders. So once that information leaked, that I think that was a halt on that on bringing her back like that.
Yeah, we'll see what all happened with these releases because with how
Yeah.
Jack Ryder's t-shirts are selling like hotcakes on pro wrestling tees right now. He had the number one shirt last week, and he just came out with like 18 different designs today. Like not 18, but like 6, 7 different designs, and came out a couple of hats and stuff. I think McMahon's gonna. Everyone's saying Heath Slater's gonna be the guy who gets built and comes back. I think Ryder's gonna be the guy who just constantly works out, and he's gonna come back, and Vince is gonna be like, "Yo, we dropped the
Kind of
ball
like
with
that.
you."
Kind of like that Drew McIntyre effect.
Yeah,
I can
something like
see
that.
it with Ryder, yes, especially Ryder's hitting at bringing back the internet title, doing some internet matches with Dolph Ziggler, like he's teasing it. Which him and Ziggler, like I'm sure Morrison would be part of it. They're like all accrued to Miz, like they could film that. They could film it like the Hollywood stuff that Miz and Morrison did a couple weeks ago on SmackDown. It could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
being that all those guys are really close knit, and then him and Kurt Hawkins are really close because of the collect of the
Randy likes him a lot too, right?
yeah, Randy too.
Randy's always ragging on him on Instagram and stuff. Yeah. What I can see happening is if they don't bring Ryder back right away, I can definitely see Tommy Dreamer bringing in Ryder and Hawkins.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that and bringing him into Impact or bringing him into Impact and doing something to Impact. I think Chelsea Green still has connections from Impact too, so
And they're
maybe
both they're both close with Taya as well. They're both close with Taya and Rosemary because they're really good friends with Chelsea Green.
yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, no. Also another favorite segment of mine was the contract signing between Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. It,
I'm not getting behind this
Yeah,
Rollins
that was pretty
character,
decent.
dude. And
I, I
I know we're not talking about dirt sheets, but it was the lowest late rated segment in Raw history.
I don't care about the
I don't either. I don't either.
gimmick, but
But
the
Vince does. That's the thing.
yeah, I think he's starting to become a little bit more like low key. Like remember low key in Impact or TNA when he had the suit and the white shirt with the tie. I think he's starting to bite off a little bit of low
Oh,
key.
like a little bit of the Hitman character.
Yeah, I love the Hitman character. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah, he was looking kind of interesting when he did that contract signing.
regardless of that, the segment itself was pretty nice. I was kind of impressed on how far Drew McIntyre threw that damn table.
Yeah.
And
uh,
then, yeah, before we move on from Raw and SmackDown, another thing I want to touch on is the women's Money in the Bank. We got Nia, Shayna, and Asuka. Which just give me those three. I hate Nia in the ring, but just give me those three, and I would pay to see that match. And then on the SmackDown side, you got Dana Brooke, Mandy and Carmella have a qualifying match, and Lacey Evans
Yeah, Lacey
in the
Evans.
women's Money in the Bank.
Yeah, so it's getting interesting. I'm actually going to be interested to see exactly what's going to happen with this.
And we'll probably do a prediction show next week.
Next week. Wait, yeah, next week because it's still a week away, right? Yeah,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, so next week we'll do the prediction show on Money in the Bank. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be. I'm interested to see what the theatrics are gonna do with this. Especially being that it's gonna be at WWE headquarters.
I'm interested to see that.
The thing right now, which I think could be a lot of fun, is you've got everyone wants to see this because of how good you did with the Boneyard match and the Firefly Funhouse. Everyone's excited for this.
Yeah.
There's one of the podcasts I listen to, Wrestling Inc. One of the hosts said, just forward the Money in the Bank. Like, these Raw and SmackDown are getting hard to watch, which they kind of are. Raw and SmackDown are getting pretty hard to watch. NXT and AEW are a much easier watch right now.
Yeah, I think
they can hold. I think NXT and AEW they can hold their own for right now. But as far as like the,
go ahead.
No, I'm saying as far as the big branded shows like Raw and SmackDown, like I'm trying to stay focused, but sometimes you just want to just veer away real quick. Whereas NXT, AEW, you just like, okay, what's really going on? They're able to hold their own. How about that?
Yeah, I think the impact of no crowds is hurting Raw and SmackDown in general. It's starting to hurt NXT and AEW.
I thought Impact did a really good job with Rebellion with no crowd too.
Yeah, I'm talking about Impact. I'm kind of confused on the whole Moose bringing out the TNA Championship and then going down that three-way with him, Hernandez, and Michael Elgin.
Moose and Tessa are really good friends behind the scenes. So Moose is really close with Daga and Tessa. So I could definitely see that being the next program. Maybe winner that faces winner of Elgin and Edwards when things get back to normal. Elgin is traveling with the roster, but Tessa's in Mexico with Daga, and Eddie Edwards is in Boston, so he didn't think it would be safe to fly out, which up northeast it's really bad. So probably a smart move on his part.
But Impact is actually delivering. That match between Havoc and Rosemary is actually pretty decent, given.
And then that Fatal 4-Way Exhibition match they had with Rohit Raju, Suicide, Trey, and Chris Bay. Chris Bay and Trey, just give me that, dude.
Yeah, man. If you're not watching Impact, I recommend for you to watch it. The Rebellion was a pretty good 2-night pay-per-view, 2-week pay-per-view, where they just put one night last week, and this week that we got the second part of it. It was a good. The match between Hernandez, Moose, and Michael Elgin was actually pretty nice in my opinion.
Hernandez can still go, dude.
Yeah, Hernandez still got the moves, man. I've seen Hernandez. He got a little bit bulkier. From the last time I saw him, when I saw him, he was still like kind of lean, but he's still muscled. But now he bulked up. So for him to have bulked up and still have the flight that he does, it's pretty good.
Quick shout out to Matt, really quick, going through some family problems. So just want to let him know he's in our prayers. And then whenever we do get Matt back, and we're going to do the top 10 super heavyweight wrestlers. Maybe after that we can do top 10 wrestlers who we wished would have made it to WWE that never did. Because Hernandez would definitely be on my list.
I agree on that one. So shout out to Matt.
And are we talking about?
What were you saying, boss?
And I guess for the top 10 wrestlers who should have made it to WWE, are we talking about just old school or just people like
anybody in general that hasn't made it to WWE yet that we like outside of WWE? So
fair enough. Okay.
So. But
let's get into NXT and AEW too.
Yeah. So NXT was actually a pretty nice show.
NXT and AEW both knocked it out of the park this week, I thought. And then NXT
AEW, in my opinion.
Yeah, Krishan, I get what you're saying with the AEW thing, but here's what I'm going to say. I think NXT built it more to next week to where you're like, I can't wait till Wednesday now.
Yeah, that's true.
I can see that.
Because they announced the Killer Cross debut. Everyone wants to keep seeing what happened with the Drake Maverick stuff, obviously.
Finn
Right.
Balor's coming back after the attack that happened.
And then you got the world title match with Cole and Velveteen.
Right.
So yeah,
all right.
it's exciting for next week. Next week's gonna be a big NXT.
So and then let's get it started. The NXT started off with Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Knox versus Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez.
That's last week, bro. That's last week.
Oh, that's last week. Oops.
Yeah. No, NXT started with Candice LeRae and Casey, I believe. Yes,
no.
Krishan, right?
Yeah.
I think so. I believe so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. That's I believe that. Yeah, that's correct.
Sorry, I'm pulling up the right article, the right results page that I had up. I'm sorry, this sucks. That's
Yeah,
on
I got
me.
it.
I
So
got
it started with Phantasma and Swerve Scott for the cruiserweight tournament.
Yeah.
Fun match. I'm glad. Didn't think Swerve would get the win, but I like how it's throwing all the results up in the air. Which we'll get to later too. But Phantasma can go in the ring. You had that kidnapping angle continue afterward, where Phantasma ran off the masked guys. We all think it's a Swerve, and Phantasma is the leader.
I'm actually liking this though. Like this whole
Really?
Swerve
You think
thing,
so?
I am like, okay,
Phantasma.
so 2 weeks in a row that the kidnapping, like it's so funny that the freaking that the first kidnapping, which was I think what's his name, I already forgot. Raul got kidnapped successfully. Then what's his name? The other guy got
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix got kidnapped successfully. Then
No,
also
Joaquin Phoenix is the actor. Sorry, Joaquin Wild. Sorry.
Joaquin Wild got kidnapped and then successfully, and then they tried for Hijo de Fantasma. It didn't even seem like they tried to struggle with him. They just like literally like everything seems so staged but so good. Like in my opinion.
I just want to know who's doing the kidnapping. I'm really eager to see this.
I'm telling you, it's him. What else do you think? Like masked wrestlers, he has a mask on. Like, come on, and they speak Spanish. Like, and he's like they speak Spanish too. So it's like, come on, like put one and one together. It's both. It's definitely Hijo de Fantasma that's behind all of this. Unless there's somebody else that's out there in WWE in NXT that has a mask or that can lead that group, then I think that's my guess on it.
What do you see happening in the cruiserweight tournament? Or actually, we'll talk about that after Drake Maverick match. Next match was Candice LeRae and Casey Cantanjaro, which was pretty.
Yeah,
it was competitive. It wasn't a school.
And her finisher is just hard hitting as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she's got that killer frost.
I'm telling you lies. I'm telling you lies. They've been hanging out with Bray Wyatt too damn much. I'm telling you. What did you like? Especially from last week when they had that little segment when they was eating at the dinner table.
I'm telling you, what's gonna end up happening is Ciampa's getting kidnapped too, and they're gonna turn and go.
We'll see.
Not with this storyline. I'm not feeling it. Not with this storyline,
dude. We'll see what happens. But
okay.
Then we got the Neely Bros show, which a lot of people crapped on, but I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, I thought it was funny too. And he's local too, so.
And Timothy Thatcher's awkwardness is hilarious.
That's what makes the segment, to be honest with you. And then afterwards, Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel just came out and just attacked them. It put the cherry on top to me, in my opinion.
And then I feel like Chris Sean was looking away, and then he heard Matt Riddle say "threesome on a dryer," and he turned around and was like, "Oh, this is my type of programming."
I heard him say that. I was just like, I know he didn't say that, but I'm just like, well, wait a minute now.
Man, but yeah, no, it was a good match nonetheless. Not good match, good segment nonetheless.
Good segment.
I could see this being a match next week, and Indus and Stokely coming out and interrupting.
Yeah, I could see Finn Balor getting involved somewhere around this. I like the fact that Finn Balor's returning next week, and then at the same time they're having this match. You remember last time Finn Balor got taken out by Imperium, so I think this could be a good
Right.
payback moment for Balor.
Also announced for next week, Gargano and Dijakovic. Oh my god, dude! NXT stacked next week, dude.
Ooh. I'm waiting for
Um,
this match.
I
I
need to
can't
see that.
wait to see this match. All
yeah.
right,
Then
so
we had Charlotte versus Mia again, which was your favorite match of the night, Elias.
it was one of my favorites. I liked the match. It basically showed the dominance of Charlotte, but at the same time, Mia Yim wasn't going. So, and then afterwards, in my favorite part of the match, the segment itself, Io Shirai coming out and basically confronting her ahead of their title match, and just just basically being there, like, come on, like I'm not going. So I'm excited for this match between Charlotte
That's
and Io
next week
Shirai.
too.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh my god, dude! AEW's got a lot of competition next week.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for the purposes of this week.
No, no,
You
no.
know.
I understand
Yeah,
what you're
this
saying.
ain't going.
Yeah.
I
No,
understand. We'll get to it when we get to end.
We'll get to that in a minute. Continue,
So,
Lies.
all right. So afterwards, it was Dexter Loomis versus Shane Thorne. Dexter Loomis is money in the making right now. His awkward
Mm-hmm.
Shawn
entrance.
Michaels said. Shawn Michaels says he sees Killer Cross, Timothy Thatcher, and Dexter Loomis being the backbone of NXT going forward.
I can see that
I can see that.
because all of them have that veteran presence that they've been in the industry for a while and they actually know how to work the ring. And you got the heel character in Killer Cross, and then you got the weird combination of both in Dexter Loomis, and then that hard hitting strike. I definitely agree. So yeah, it was basically kind of a squash match between versus Shane Thorne, but it was pretty good.
Thorne's looking good though. I like how he
Yeah.
didn't tap out. He just faded. I like that
Yeah,
about that. Yeah. And they opened up with it. But oh my, Tony Nese, dude, even in losses, he looks like a beast.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm definitely behind this whole cruiserweight tournament. I think, and this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Drake Maverick's gonna make it to the finals for somehow.
I think Kushida loses. So my dad said this. He said I don't see this happening, but he said I see Kushida laying down for Maverick.
I can see that too. I think it's gonna be Kushida versus Drake Maverick at the end, and then we're gonna
Well,
get.
no, because they're in the same bracket. They have to face each other before the finals.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
The other bracket is Swerve, Gallagher, and that one the guy who lost. Phantasma.
Who?
Yeah.
Phantasma, thank you.
All I see is Drake Maverick at the end of this in the finals, and if he doesn't make
Yeah,
it to the
same
finals,
here.
if he doesn't make it to the finals, he'll get eliminated in the semis.
Well, next week is his next match is a semi because him and Kushida are both. Kushida's 1-0,
Yeah,
and he's 1-1. So if he beats Kushida, that's the only way his match with Atlas can not count against him.
yeah.
Because you're doing a round robin style. But yeah, I'm excited to see Atlas and Kushida when they get us that too.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Tag team partners going to wait. No, was it tag team partners? Weren't they a tag team?
No, Kushida was partnered with Alex Selly.
Okay. No, all right. So I'm actually I'm thinking of the wrong person. Sorry. But yeah, no, I'm excited for Atlas versus Kushida as well. Then afterwards we went to the main event of the night, which was
really quick though. Krishan, you weren't here last week. When Atlas beat Maverick last week, he said he's the first of his kind. Do you know what that means? Like when Atlas was saying that? Like when Atlas was saying, like, I want people to know about my story.
I was kind of lost on that.
So
I remember seeing that.
Atlas is the only openly gay member of the WWE roster right now.
Male wrestler,
yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So me, Krishan, and me, Elias, and Angel talked about it last week. So just want to get your thoughts on that. Do you think they should push it, or do you think you don't bring it out yet?
Well, shoot, I'm gonna be honest with you. What's his name over there in AEW? Who is it? I think
Sunny
it's
Kiss,
not Sonny Kiss, the one with the championship. What's his name?
Jericho.
Uh,
Moxley,
not Moxley. No, before
uh,
that. Who's the tag team champions?
Kenny Omega.
Kenny.
Yeah, I think is it Kenny Omega?
There's rumors that Kenny and Kota Ibushi, because of the Golden Lovers thing, are
Yeah, I thought,
There's actually a documentary that they made on it about it. There's nothing been confirmed on it, but
they're just really good friends
yeah,
as
they're
of
okay,
now.
okay, fair enough. But you know what? If this is the case, then as long as he's not doing anything flamboyant, by all means, push it.
I mean, it doesn't matter if
As
it's
long as he ain't
flamboyant or
pulling
not.
no. Okay, hold on. What I'm saying is, as long as he ain't pulling no Santino Morello type stuff, we good.
Yeah, as long as they don't go to Orlando Jordan Santino route with him, I could see it
Thank you.
working.
Yeah,
Um,
And Orlando
because
Jordan, huh?
remember they had Orlando Jordan be like really touchy feely towards the end of his, or maybe it was on Impact. I don't know.
I think it was the
It's got to be
Um,
on
Impact.
Impact. Hold on now.
yeah, but no, I think Atlas is a very easy character to get behind, especially with that cartwheel off the
Yeah,
top rope DDT he does.
yeah, I like
Um,
that. Yeah, I saw that
that's
against Drake
dirty,
Maverick
bro.
last week, right?
Yeah.
Bruh, that is money. That's money, Moise.
Yeah. All right, so we get to the main event of the night, which is Keith Lee versus Damian Priest. Man, this match was hard hitting.
Yes,
Freaking
it
Damian
was.
Priest went to the
Ugh.
took Keith Lee to the limit. I
Oh
like
man.
how Damian Priest was gonna basically distracted the ref by throwing the title and then getting his baton
Nightstick.
Nightstick. Yeah.
yeah, nightstick and trying to hit Keith Lee, and Keith Lee was just, I am limitless, and just went teed off on his ass. I think that was one of the best endings that I could see to a match. The match
And then the
itself,
power bomb instead of a regular power bomb. Yeah, definitely like that touch to it as well.
Them double. Was it a double power bomb that we saw?
He didn't drop him the first time. The second time he dropped him and pinned him.
Right, that's what I thought.
Um, and then I think this is going to lead to Gargano beating Dominic and Gargano and Keith Lee down the line.
I could see that happening if Killer Cross doesn't go after the North American, but I see Killer Cross going after the
NXT.
NXT championship.
Well, before that, even
Hey, I see
we
that.
gotta finish this Ciampa Killer Cross storyline.
Yeah, so it's gonna take a minute before we see the results of those. But I can see Gargano, but Gargano's also aiming for the NXT title, so I don't know.
He just said we're gonna be the first husband and wife to hold titles at the
Well,
same time. He didn't say which title.
Hmm.
right, he did say that.
Yeah. So that was NXT. Very solid show. Next week is gonna knock it out of the park. I think though.
I agree with that one. I
We
think that
got Dijakovic Gargano. We got Io Charlotte. We don't know what cruiserweight match we got, but we know the cruiserweight tournament's gonna keep going. And we're probably gonna get we got Balor coming back. We got Velveteen in the title match with Cole. And we'll probably get that tag match between Imperium and the Bromans.
yeah, and then
Okay.
you got Killer Cross debuting next week. It's probably gonna be a squash match, or it's probably gonna be a interesting thing where he in the match, Champa comes out and tries to take him out and get revenge for what happened to him. So
Right. All right, fellas. Guess we're going into AEW, huh?
yep,
Yeah,
let's get
we'll
into
go
All right,
AEW.
I
AEW.
got you. All right, so I got you right here. I got you. So the first match of the night, first match honestly was the Darby Allin versus Cody for the semifinals, correct?
Great
Yeah,
match. Yes.
great match.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that the way that Cody Rhodes won that match is pretty
Yeah,
turning
that
that.
was interesting. That rollover, I was still kind of lost on that, but hey, it was
It
to
seemed
me
it
on overall the deepest match.
it seemed like Darby's shoulders weren't down, so maybe they'll play into that too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. I could see that happening. I could also just see them just wanting to get to Cody and Archer ASAP because that's what they were building to.
And but you know what though, I know this is a stretch. I know this is a stretch, but I can see. I don't want to say this. I think Brandy Rose might turn on Cody.
I doubt that.
I kind of see that. I kind of see that. Like I don't know
Interesting
why,
prediction
but
though.
yeah,
Interesting theory though. How would you feel if that actually happened?
I wouldn't know how to feel about that, Elias. I mean, don't get me wrong,
I feel
Brandy
like
Reynolds was cute.
I feel like because kayfabe is dead, you can't do that anymore. Because obviously they're gonna take pictures and stuff together. You know.
Yeah, and obviously they're married, so
Right.
so
Oh yeah, she. Oh yeah, he picked
Like
the right one. I give you
it's
that
not
one.
going to be like Lana and Lashley, whatever the hell they're doing there, you know.
yeah,
Hmm.
because I mean Lana herself has been doing a good job of actually not putting Rusev into her social media, so
I could see something where maybe I know they're not having Jake the Snake at the tapings because of his health, but I could see something where
Right.
maybe Brandy gets taken and she's not able to be in Cody's corner. I could see that happening.
do we see Cody
Mm.
beating Lance Archer for the TNT title?
Cody
Might as well
loves.
since he can't go after the world title.
I agree, but Cody loves putting over that new talent, dude.
I'm 100% behind Lance Archer winning that title.
The TNT Championship.
Yeah,
Mm.
Who do we see? Who do you see facing Archer next, though? I feel like Cody, you can go many ways with it.
yeah, you can get a
Right.
rematch. You can get a rematch. You could get, you could possibly. I think they're pushing Scorpio Sky has it for a singles run too, because they that video package that
Hmm.
they've been doing lately. I think they're preparing Scorpio Sky for a singles run, and I can get behind that. Scorpio Sky is a real talented wrestler. He's good on the mic. I think separating them from SCU is a good thing for them to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I
What
can
was the
see
second
that.
match, Christian?
All right. The second match had to be the Jobber who versus Warlock.
Musa,
Oh,
Musa,
Musa.
Musa.
Musa. Musa. Oh, Musa.
man, Warlord.
Warlow. That's a huge individual. Sheesh.
I saw
This dog.
the move that he made Musa from the top rope. I think it was like a kick or something
Yeah.
from the top rope.
Oh,
Yeah.
he did it last week too, where he just sits the
Yeah.
guy on the top rope and just brings him head down into his knee. Yeah.
Yeah, that looked nasty.
Now, I'm gonna be
Even
honest
his
with you.
even his F5 variation he does at the end. Oh my god.
Man, that is that, and before that, you get a segment from MJF saying basically that his hangnail healed, that he's preparing to come back to AW, and he also
But he doesn't
supposedly
want to get on a germ infested plane.
yeah. So I mean
Yeah.
I'm actually enjoying now the MJF promos more than the inner circle stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you talking about him nicking his neck? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the
Okay,
thing
but you
with
know what
MJF
though?
is it's so funny because you're so rich. Don't you have a private plane? Like
exactly.
Exactly. Nah, but back to what I was saying about Warlord. That was a nice little pickup with AEW. I'm very shocked WWE didn't take a sniff at him, honestly. But
especially
that's
because he's
neither
one
here
of
nor there.
so he was training so I noticed because Justin LaBar talks about it, and I'm a big fan of Justin's. So he was
Right.
training when WWE did the Undercover Boss episode with Stephanie McMahon. He was at the Performance Center there. He just didn't get the signing, I guess. And then he went to
Mm.
AEW.
W, yeah. So then after
I
that
think
was
he does kind of look like Mason Ryan though.
yeah, he does do have that similarity towards him. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so the next we get a bubbly bunch segment where basically I think they're starting to kind of show a descent in the inner circle, kind of, but kind of like not. Sami Guevara was going about having the best film flam dance. I guess they were doing the TikTok stuff, and then it just
Right.
basically led to a disagreement between all of them. And basically Jericho did something like Manitoba Millie, which led to a montage of wrestlers and other people, which
And other people.
had cameos of Bicky, Kevin Smith, Gabriel Iglesias, Lou Ferrigno fighting each other over FaceTime. It was entertaining, but
That was entertainment.
yeah, that was
I wasn't a
funny.
fan of it. I thought it was kind of lame.
It was
But
I honestly
It had me laughing, Moist.
it's
I
starting
I, I
to
laughed, but yeah.
it's starting to lose its touch a little bit because
You
basically
got to do
they're
it like every couple weeks. You can't do it every week. That's the
yeah
thing.
yeah, like if you
I
do a
can
segment
understand
like
that.
that, don't do it every week. They're starting to make it into kind of like a sitcom
Like
thing.
like I'm glad they didn't do a Brody Lee thing this week because it would have been very repetitive. So
Yeah.
like they didn't do a Brody Lee segment. So I think next week if you do a Brody Lee segment, maybe you don't do the bubbly punch for a week. You know.
But
Yeah.
you know what? I did like how Vicky Guerrero showed up at the end though. That was pretty decent. Like,
Me.
yeah, it was entertaining. Okay, Elias Moist, it was entertaining.
I'll give you that.
I'll give you
Yeah,
that. It was entertaining. Just I'm starting to. It's starting to die out a little bit, in my
I'm.
opinion.
And no, you're right. It is starting to die out of lives, but for the purposes of last night, hey,
Yeah.
as
Then
far as I mean,
afterwards,
like AEW being entertaining, that's what I mean.
All
then
right, what was the
after
third? Oh, yeah.
afterwards we get best friends Orange Cassidy defeating Jimmy
Cassidy.
Havoc and Kip Sabian.
God, this was so good.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy went out. Or, Orange Cassidy went out early. I think they attacked him,
They threw a
and
steel
then
chair at his face.
the rest of the time, exactly. How does I know y'all saw this? How does a ladder mess around and bend in the ring? I know y'all saw that.
Yeah, when Kentucky Gentleman went back first into it, when Chuck Taylor went back first into it, yeah,
Correct.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
dude, that ladder was hydraulic or something. But
Exactly.
dude, there were some crazy spots like the scoop slam
Woo.
onto the back of the standing steel chair and stuff. It
Mm-hmm.
was a cringy match, but it was entertaining as hell.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
A lot of people crap on Jimmy Havoc, but dude, when this guy's in the ring,
He,
holy shit!
Jimmy Havoc is
I don't
actually an
have an
entertaining
issue
character. I
with
actually
Jimmy
want to.
Havoc.
I actually want to see more of Jimmy Havoc on AEW. I was about to say
Did you
Impact.
guys see that double team move where Jericho's like the Three Stooges would probably be so mad at this when Kip Sabian came from the back, gave him a boot to the head into the poked eyes.
Yeah, that was funny.
They did some fun. They did
Yeah,
some fun
that was
stuff.
creative.
I wish I
That's what I.
man. I'm waiting for Trent to break away though.
What?
I'm waiting for Trent to break away.
Yeah, I'm really waiting on Trent to go into a singles run. I think he has a lot of potential. I think he's the better of the wrestlers out of all three of them. I mean, Orange Cassidy has some moves in the ring, but I think
Right.
I really think that
You can still keep them together like WWE did with the New Day and let Trent do his thing while
yeah,
Orange Cassidy
Yeah.
and Taylor, do tag team stuff.
yeah. So yeah, no, it was an awkward awful waffle into the pile of chairs that finished the match, but I think it was an awkward finish to it. I think I don't know.
It looked like he didn't get his legs there in time, so like Havoc actually
Yeah,
fell on his head. Yeah.
yeah. So it
Um,
kind of
Penelope's
looked.
a star. I'm ordering a Penelope T-shirt right after this podcast.
I think
Yeah,
so. Okay.
I want her to get more of a push in the women's division. I think she
You
can be
think
one of
so?
the top stars.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's athletic.
Yes, she is.
She's really athletic. So a singles push for Penelope in the women's division would be good. Then afterwards we go to a dental segment, which is basically Britt Baker. Basically we had a cameo from Rebel or Reba, which is
Reba.
Rebel. If Reba, which is Rebel from Impact. If you aren't familiar with her, she was on Impact. And
She's
then
very talented too, by the way.
good wrestler too, and I love her. And her and what's her name? RBD's girlfriend, Moise.
Who?
RBD's
Who?
That
girlfriend,
was the most
Oh,
wife.
Katie Forbes.
weirdest thing.
Her and Katie Forbes are a tag team in the Indies, and they are pretty entertaining.
Do they
Um,
just twerk all match?
no, they actually wrestle, but Katie
Oh, okay.
does twerk a little bit in her matches, so I enjoy them pretty well. Yeah, so basically they go to that segment. It was a pretty interesting. It was kind of corny in my opinion. But then we go
Thank you.
into
But that right there.
a
Thank you. Thank you,
basic.
Elias. It was corny.
Then we go
It's
into
sorry.
a squash match between Sean Spears and Baron Black. Sean Spears
Mm-hmm.
used a sharpshooter to defeat Baron Black on it.
Right.
Afterwards, there's really not much to say about this match. Then afterwards, we go into I hate
No.
poor guy.
Sean Spears, I thought it was cool. He's like the sharpshooter is now officially mine.
Yeah, Brett. He talked to Bret. According to the interview that they did with him, that he talked to Bret Hart, and
Yeah.
Bret Hart let
I
him.
thought he was gonna do a Walls of Jericho though.
Huh?
I really thought he was gonna do a Walls of Jericho at the end, but it turned into that
I think
cross.
Jericho
I
thought
liked
that
it.
too. Because Jericho was like, "Wait, what?
Yeah,
Oh, it's a sharpshooter."
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, basic squash match. AEW is finally learning how to do squash matches like without going over 5 minutes, which is how it should be. And then after the Shawn Spears match, we had
Brody Lee beat the crap out of Marco Stunt. Poor Marco Stunt.
dude.
Man, listen. Hey, Marco Sting got hard-wise. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I agree, but I still feel bad for Marco Stunt.
I feel bad for him too.
These past
but
couple of weeks, he's just been getting his ass whooped. He puts up the fight, but
I like the promo they did beforehand, where he's like, "My partners can't be here. I took a beating from Archer, and now I'm gonna redeem myself." And then he took another beating, and dude, if you push him the way that that WWE CW did with Colin Delaney, or if you can do it the James Ellsworth way, you can get people behind him.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I could see him also being like the
Crash Holly of
Hey, now nobody can take out no Crash Holland. RP
Hey,
Crash.
So I'm gonna bring into the stream in a second once he gets ready. Well, I don't think he's ready yet, so I'm gonna hide him.
He's basically the Spike Dudley. Let's say that.
There you go. There we go. Spike Dudley.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, Crash Holly was also pretty good as a
Is Angel trying to get in?
Yeah, he is. I don't think he's ready. So once I see him, I'll put him on.
Well, if the show's still going on, let's see what we're doing. Okay, what was the next match?
Next match was actually it's the end of it was the last match of the night.
Hi, Angel.
Hi, Angel.
Hey.
We're just gonna touch on the last match, and you just tell us what you like from NXT and AEW. Cool, Angel. Cool. So yeah, last match was Dustin Rhodes versus Archer. I think it went a little too long. But it told the story building up to the Cody and Archer match, which I liked.
Yeah, Archer was relentless. He was ruthless against Dustin Rhodes.
And then the pin at the end with the knee over the throat, like, I just slayed your brother. You're next. Oh my god.
Look, before that, he actually literally slammed his head against the mat
against the mat like a couple of times. Yeah.
And then the old school into the moonsault, that was crazy too.
Oh man. That match, for Dustin to be that old, like he's not old, but for him to be in his beyond his prime,
with everything Dustin's been through, to still put up matches like that, like with the well-known drug use and everything he went through, and Impact and everything, like for him to put on a match like that, just crazy. And then AEW next week has announced Matt Hardy and Kenny versus the Sex Gods, which is Jericho and Sammy. And then they also announced AEW also announced next week that Angel, what else was announced for AEW next week?
MJF is going to be back in action.
All right.
You've got a couple other things. I don't have everything pulled up.
Okay,
so
we were just talking about this. Does NXT have its most stacked card next week, you think, Angel?
No, they had that basic takeover. Most stacked since when?
No. I think it's more stacked than a takeover because you got Killer Cross's debut. You got the you got Gargano, Dijakovic. You got Cole Velveteen. You got Io Charlotte.
Then
you got Finn Balor coming back.
Yeah,
it's a good lineup.
That's a good lineup.
I think it's a takeover with over 2 weeks. That's why I think this is the most 1 week stacked.
Yeah, and the takeover match in the takeover was pretty much 2 matches that they pretty much did for it. So
I have it. Sorry, I have it pulled up here now. So you've got God dang, come on, Omega
and Hardy versus the Sex Gods. Yeah.
John Moxley's back in action and MJF.
Oh, Moxley and Kazarian. That'll be fun.
Yeah, Moxley, Kazarian. Those are the 3 things. I know they announced something else. It's probably just I didn't update it in time.
Yeah, but Angel, we touched on everything we need to touch on. Tell us the stuff you liked and didn't like this week.
I liked Charlotte and Mia Yim. It was actually a pretty good match. I don't know. I'm worried of how they're booking Charlotte a little bit, only because we all kind of think she's gonna win until someone finally is that step up person.
Thank you, Angel. That's all the hell I've been trying to say.
Would y'all pretty much agree with that? Is that what y'all said, or just
yeah? Until Rhea comes back, she's probably gonna run through everyone.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know what this Drake Maverick thing is. Honestly, if he's actually staying, it's kind of gonna piss me off because of how the announcements happened. But is good for Maverick to win. If that's the story they're telling, it's the story they're telling.
And Tony Nese looked really good in the loss too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. But it's just it's just because we're the savvy fans. But they told that story also. So I'm gonna get through it quick. That's what was my thought.
So basically, what we said about that was, would you be surprised if next week Kushida just lays down for Maverick?
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't like that story. How are you going to tell a story about someone getting fired? There's other people who legitimately got fired. Also, as part of that story, real quick, as a news note, EC3. Did you see the promo he cut for Drake Maverick?
No.
So on Twitter, EC3 cut him a promo and called him Spud. So I don't know if that alludes to anything, but EC3 is clearly kind of batting for him to leave.
I think what's going on is that he has so much support to come back that WWE is kind of like it's the same thing with Sarah Logan. They're against rock and a hard place with these two talents that a lot of people went to bat for them, and especially for Drake Maverick to be still not officially with the company and still performing and still doing what he has to do. I think it's building that rapport that they're gonna eventually re-sign him when all this is over. And
that's what EC3's promo basically said. He said this was a man who was willing to fight for you, die for you, a couple other things. And then he ended it. I thought he was talking about himself. Then he ended it with his name is Spud, whatever his first name. Rockstar Spud. And I was like, oh, okay. So maybe he is actually leaving. But
you never know. I think
it is what it is.
And they may hire him back, but they may hire him back, honestly, but the way that he was just let go, particularly when we got this tournament going on, and y'all do this like mid-tournament. Hey, Drake Maverick got fired.
That was kind of tournament. It ain't even mid-tournament.
It was the day before the tournament started.
It was the day before
the tournament started. So
I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying around the tournament is going on at the beginning, whatever. But the fact that y'all just fired him and we know about it. So right now, all we doing right now for the next couple of weeks is seeing what's going to be the ending for Drake Maverick. Now, whether or not this is a stun or not, it still doesn't. I still don't buy into the fact. Why would you even get rid of him to begin with, especially with him going through all these tournament matches and such? Assuming that he's going to probably be a semifinalist for the cruiserweight.
I think either he goes to the finals because of all the support he's gained since he was let go, or
but what did he gain by that?
Or next week, or next week might be his last match in NXT against Kushida.
Now, I didn't watch the previous. I know y'all are wrapping up, so I want to kind of keep it quick. But I didn't watch the previous NXT, the cruiserweight, or the previous cruiserweight classic. Was it set up the same way, like bracket style, like almost
it was March Madness style.
So this is a little different.
I mean, I love this format. I'm glad they adopted it.
Yeah, the previous cruiserweight classic was March Madness style. It was one and done out.
Okay, I mean, I love this style. I love that G1 classic type style. So those are a couple of my highlights. Probably my favorite story of the night is on AEW side with Cody and Allen.
Yeah.
Darby, when he gets his win, that's going to be massive.
I like that one.
Cody. I think someone, I don't know who it was. Maybe it was one of y'all that said that the finish they didn't like, the way he was rolled up.
No, all three of us actually enjoyed the finish.
It might have been my brother.
We enjoyed the finish. That wasn't us.
It was probably my brother. He's just a huge Darby Allin fan. That's why. But
Darby's shoulder wasn't down.
I like Darby Allin
or do you think that's building to something?
I don't think. It was him. He was trying to reach. Like it was still. It's forgivable down.
It's the same thing you did with Ronda Rousey, basically.
It's forgivable down.
Right.
It was probably a missed spot that was supposed to gone. That's supposed to
I
have happened.
think Darby remembered like haphazardly he was supposed to have reached before laying his shoulder down because you saw him reach over and he goes, "Oh shit," and kind of like pulls it back. But yeah, man, Cody from the very first moment that Darby appeared on Road
Fighter Fest.
2, on Road
Right.
2 before he was even in the promotion, they showed Darby's very first vignette where he was burning the car and all that.
Yeah,
And Cody was like, "I like this guy. We're definitely hiring him." I think from that moment, he knew, but they didn't know until the live shows how over this guy is going to get.
he's money.
And
Like
he's amazing.
I would love to see him take a heel turn though, to see this darker, more savage Darby Allin, because right now I feel like he's still controlled. But here's an odd pairing. But what if they teamed up Sammy Guevara? Sammy Guevara leaves from the Inner Circle, and then they team him with Darby Allin.
They have eventually it can happen because they're both young and
It can be the mutual
really talented.
respecting. Yeah.
So it could eventually happen. But like just that story in a year, 2 years maybe from now.
Yeah.
When he finally gets his win, it's going to be basically Darby's moment before he gets the title. So
it'll be like what
awesome.
WWE did with Daniel Bryan almost. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
In
I can see
an
that.
AEW way.
But they mean it. Yeah.
So what was your thought of the bubbly bunch this week?
This week's it was better than the last week's, but it's definitely not as good as the first. That first one was amazing.
I think the first one. So what I was telling Elias is maybe you take a week or two off of it. Like, you know how they didn't do a Brody Lee thing this week? Maybe you do the Brody Lee thing next week, and since Jericho's in a match, you don't do a bubbly bunch, you know?
Yeah.
You could do a fun backstage with Sammy and Jericho.
It's also the first live show that they're gonna do. So
yeah,
I doubt they need it because they don't need to fill the time, but it'll be an eventual. Guys, are you ready for another episode of the Bubbly Bunch?
Exactly. I get the feeling we're gonna be seeing this for a while. Now, how often we see it, I'm not sure, but
there's only so many little moments you can create.
Yeah,
right.
I was saying that right now. I feel like the Bubbly Bunch is starting to lose steam on what it was. It was entertaining, but it wasn't like,
I showed it to my friend at work today, and he was laughing. But again, he's not entrenched in it. So I showed him all three, and he was like, "Yeah, I didn't like that second one as much." But
so, Angel, maybe next week you can put down the remote control on Call of Duty and join us on time.
For the record, I was streaming. I got 2 subs, so it was worth it.
Nice.
$10, bro. Other than that, I joined at the end. Yeah, the Dustin Lance thing. Dustin's like a storyteller, and that's where it was gonna go, but watching it happen is still something else.
And then we were all saying we were really impressed by Jimmy Havoc this week too.
Right. I'll say now my last point is something I just saw. They actually named themselves. Did y'all see their name?
No.
So they're the Super Bad Death Squad.
All right. On that note, I am silent.
As a name, it makes sense for both of them, but it's a pretty cool. They're a pretty cool duo at the same.
I ordered a Penelope Ford shirt.
I mean, I understand why. The only thing is, Kip to me doesn't fit that death style.
Yeah, it's weird that they're friends. Style. It's weird that they're roommates.
It's so odd, but it's the whole
London thing
where the FU that they do overseas. This is their FU basically. For those of you that don't know, that's what that
means. Is the FU.
It's an old school history lesson. It's an old school term that they basically say, "I'm going to kill you," because it's the bow fingers when they used to do longbows. So it's basically screw you.
And someone's cat wants some entertainment too, so I think it's time we
about that time. It's about that time. It was a surprising match.
Well, we might be back this weekend and just do something stupid. We'll see.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much at the end of our show tonight. Man, interesting week overall. We're probably back this weekend with another randomness day, night again, like we did last week. play games or just talk random mess. So,
Yeah.
um,
Mhm.
so yeah, but follow everybody on our social pages. Follow the Weekly Wrestling Heat, Who Can Wrestle Podcast. Follow Average Wrestling Fan. Follow Moise on Twitter and TikTok. Moise.
H91.
Follow Kriston on Twitter
Yes, sir. Monty_dollars.
and follow his meme page at
What Monty Donnell 87.
the Monty memes.
Yes, Monty Donnell 87.
All right, but from everybody here, Who Can Weekly Wrestling Heat, we are
Mhm.
officially out.
Peace.
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 Sorry.